69. The mid-15th century marked a defining period in the history of the Ottoman Empire. After decades of turbulence, including the devastating effects of internal civil wars and external pressures from European powers, the empire required strong leadership to restore order and stability. Murad II, who had already proven himself as a capable military strategist, returned to the throne following a brief abdication, determined to strengthen the foundations of the Ottoman state. His reign during these later years was characterized less by territorial expansion and more by careful administrative reforms, institution building, and consolidation of central authority. Upon his return, Murad II faced a complex array of challenges. Regions such as Albania were in open rebellion, led by figures like Skanderbeg, whose campaigns were supported by Western European powers. While these uprisings required military attention, they did not threaten the overall trajectory of the empire. Murad's approach combined both decisive military action and long-term institutional strengthening. Rather than relying solely on battlefield victories, he focused on the mechanisms that governed daily life, finance, and administration across the vast Ottoman territories. One of Murad II's most important priorities was the professionalization of the bureaucracy. Previously, administrative roles had often been influenced by local power dynamics, personal loyalties, and informal networks. This system, while functional in certain contexts, left the central government vulnerable to inefficiency and corruption. Murad recognized that a strong and impartial bureaucracy was essential for a stable and resilient state. By recruiting and training officials based on merit rather than purely hereditary or local influence, he ensured that the administrative machinery of the empire operated effectively, enforcing laws, collecting taxes, and maintaining order across distant provinces. Taxation, another pillar of state authority, received particular attention. Murad streamlined tax collection processes, reducing opportunities for mismanagement and embezzlement while ensuring a steady flow of revenue to the central treasury. This reform was crucial in an era when wars and infrastructure projects demanded substantial funding. By creating a more efficient tax system, Murad not only increased the financial stability of the empire, but also reinforced the legitimacy of the central government, as subjects perceived the administration as more organized and just. Murad II also focused on regulating land grants to military elites, an essential aspect of Ottoman governance. The Timar system, which allocated land to cavalrymen and other military personnel in return for service, had long been a central feature of Ottoman military and administrative organization. However, unregulated or inconsistent land grants had the potential to create local power centers that could challenge central authority. By standardizing and carefully monitoring these grants, Murad ensured that military elites remained loyal to the Sultan rather than pursuing independent ambitions, reinforcing the empire's cohesion and long-term stability. The success of these reforms was evident not only in the efficiency of administration, but also in the empire's ability to manage internal unrest. While rebellions like that of Skanderbeg required localized military attention, the overall Ottoman system functioned smoothly. Provinces remained under effective control, resources were allocated efficiently, and the central government maintained a clear chain of command. Murad's reforms allowed the empire to navigate crises without compromising its stability, ensuring that internal challenges did not derail broader imperial ambitions. In addition to administrative and financial reforms, Murad II's policies laid the groundwork for military effectiveness. The professionalization of the bureaucracy directly supported the army, as efficient governance ensured the timely supply of resources, coordination of logistics, and proper training of troops. Centralized control over land grants meant that soldiers and commanders owed their positions and loyalties directly to the Sultan, reducing the risk of local revolts undermining military campaigns. The combination of strong administration and disciplined military structure created a state capable of responding decisively to both internal and external threats. Murad's reforms also had cultural and symbolic significance. By demonstrating effective governance, he strengthened the perception of the Sultan's authority among subjects and vassals alike. Administrative efficiency, justice in tax collection, and loyalty within the military all contributed to an image of the empire as orderly, resilient, and capable of managing both its people and its territories. These reforms were therefore as much about legitimacy as they were about practical governance. The stability achieved under Murad II had important implications for the succession and the future of the empire. By the time of his death in 1451, the Ottoman state had been revitalized and unified. His son, Mehmed II, inherited a state that was administratively robust, financially secure, and militarily disciplined. Unlike the earlier years of Mehmed's life, when he was too young to lead, the empire he assumed was prepared for ambitious campaigns, including the historic siege of Constantinople just 2 years later. Murad's careful consolidation had ensured that the foundation for Ottoman expansion was not merely military but deeply institutional. Murad II's reign demonstrates a critical lesson in the interplay between leadership and governance. While victories on the battlefield often attract historical attention, the ability to consolidate power, reform institutions, and manage diverse territories is equally essential for the long-term success of an empire. Murad's reforms reinforced loyalty, reduced internal friction, and created administrative mechanisms capable of sustaining Ottoman authority across a vast and culturally diverse region. In essence, his work behind the scenes provided the necessary stability that allowed the empire to pursue both defensive and expansionist objectives effectively. Furthermore, Murad's administrative initiatives reflected a nuanced understanding of the challenges posed by both internal and external actors. Rebellions, rival nobles, and vassal states could threaten the empire if not carefully managed. Murad's reforms addressed these vulnerabilities by creating a centralized, merit-based, and disciplined system that minimized the risk of fragmentation. This approach ensured that local unrest, though persistent in places like Albania, did not destabilize the empire or impede its broader trajectory. Murad Seku's legacy is therefore not measured solely by the lands he controlled or the battles he won, but by the strength and resilience of the state he left behind. His efforts in professionalizing the bureaucracy, streamlining taxation, and regulating military grants transformed the Ottoman Empire from a state recovering from crisis into a unified and efficient imperial structure. These reforms provided his successor with a platform to pursue transformative ambitions, including the conquest of Constantinople, which would define the next era of Ottoman power. In conclusion, the later years of Murad II's reign represent a pivotal chapter in Ottoman history. By prioritizing consolidation, administrative efficiency, and institutional reform over immediate territorial conquest, he ensured the empire's internal stability and readiness for future expansion. The policies he implemented strengthened the central authority, professionalized governance, and reinforced the military structure. Murad II's foresight created the conditions for the Ottoman Empire to emerge as a unified and powerful state, capable of enduring challenges and achieving historical milestones that would resonate for centuries. His reign exemplifies the critical importance of governance, planning, and strategic reform in transforming an empire from recovery to long-term dominance.